And welcome back. Tom and Dee here doing our yet another episode. And it's kind of cool because the last time I saw your face was in front of my students at Indiana University. I, as you know, teach a class, a voiceover class I developed for the media school. And I've had a person on who is a casting director. I've had an agent on, and I'm like, now I got to bring in a producer. I'm like, who do I know who's a producer? Well, I know this guy pretty well. I do a podcast with him. So
it's like, he's not any good, but he is available. So
yeah, he's available. I mean, I was hoping to get,
Right.
a big time producer, but when times are tough.
Tom and Dee.
Two middle-aged idiots. No, but the kids really liked you, and we talked a lot about AI, and that's something that's not only on the minds of everyone in the media world, but also students are very, very curious about it. And I think you answered a lot of really good questions.
Thanks. Yeah, it was really cool being on there. And in addition to AI, we talked about like what makes for a good voiceover, and
absolutely,
we talked about directing people for voiceover and how to do things, not just from the actual delivery, but sometimes doing things behind the scenes, like making gestures with your hands in a certain way to bring out that little
give that example
nuance.
that you gave to the class where you said something like, I want you, if the script said, we're going on a cruise this weekend, and let's just say it was for some, Orlando cruise for Disney.
Yeah, like you may want to say, like, I feel like
we're going
is
to
like
cruise.
A win, like do this, and it makes you emote a
throw
different
your hands
way.
Up in the air, and and I always tell people, if you want to be mellow, maybe lean against the wall or something, or I mean, because you're acting in front of a microphone, and if you just sit there all stiff and read the lines, it's not going to come through
right
over the VO. So
yeah, and we also talked about the auditioning process too. One of your students asked about how she should go about auditioning somebody for, I think it was like a gaming
video game,
video game or something. Yeah, so it was pretty fun doing that, and it's actually the perfect topic for our guest. And I don't want to waste too much of his time because this guy's too busy making content, and I love it because it has a lot to do with AI. It has a lot to do with audition. It has a lot to do with directing. Everyone probably knows this guy's face and his content. But Sergio, welcome to the show. Is it Sergio Cilli?
Yeah, sure is.
That's what I thought. But
that's
welcome.
a cool name, and that's a cool hat you're wearing. Your whole outfit looks cool. You got cool glasses, cool little beard. You got this English kind of, hat that I can see you driving
this
like
is Italian, actually. It was my not wanting to do put a comb. Watch that. I did shower. It's also pretty cold here in Portland today.
But it looks like something like you could be driving an Austin Healey through the countryside of England and still pull that hat off,
Thank you.
Well, why don't you talk to us about the videos? Because there are those who have never heard of you or never seen your stuff, and it is brilliant. And I just give us an overview.
If I can just do a little lead in.
Yes, lead in. Fine.
Hopefully I get this website right, but I think it's willaireplaces.net.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only is that a great URL, but it's also a great question. And I think you answer it very clearly on a lot of your content that you create. So tell us about what you do.
Well, I'm a director. I've been a director. I'm a professional director, mostly commercials. I mean, I've been in the business, 25 years now, and doing commercials for about 15 now. I also did a little bit of television and was really big into sketch comedy, UCB theater in LA. So I have an improv and sketch background. So that's my gig. And I also write. I have a couple of features in development at various stages. So I'm a writer, director, and I also used to act quite a bit. I've been in like at least 50 national commercials. I don't do that anymore, but had a pretty good run there when I was still in LA. So I'm a multi-hyphen.
You are.
But yeah, I'm a writer, actor, director. And I guess you probably want the like how did this all happen thing. It was all a big surprise for me. I was probably reading like everyone else last summer, like that AI was going to like take over Hollywood, and in the end was, minutes away. And now I'm getting that news again. So,
Yeah.
I think anytime there's like a big update, it's like over.
Yeah.
And I was really scared, depressed, or I wouldn't want to say depressed, but I was really down about it. And we were on summer vacation, and I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, when we get back to Portland, you should just start playing with AI and just like mess around with it and just see what
Yeah.
it is. So
Lean
you at
in.
least know,
Yeah.
yeah, see what it is that everyone's talking about. I was very reluctant. I've always been sort of old school. I was one of the last ones to get a smartphone,
So was I
and
was just gonna say that literally.
yeah, I
You know
mean, it was
what
a
I
long
said?
time ago now, but
Right, but you know
yeah,
what I said that when I got it, I said, "I am not gonna be one of those people who has their face
yeah,
in their phones. I'm gonna
yeah,
walk down the sidewalk. I'm not gonna be on it much." Cut to
yeah,
today. But
yeah,
yeah, no, I was one of the last ones as well of my
yeah.
friends.
I didn't have a cell phone until I even like moved to Los Angeles. So I was like always late on those types of things. So anyway, when I got back to Portland, I asked some people like what were the AI programs to like look into, and I started playing with them, and uh, my immediate reaction was like, I actually was like, oh, this is kind of cool because you can, as like a former sketch, I used to make tons of sketch videos, but I had like a group, and I had like a core group of friends, collaborators that I'd work with. And now I don't really have that. I'm just basically, living in still what feels like a new city, and have kids and all that stuff, and like regular responsibility. So it's like not like the old days where you could just like drop everything and make a sketch video. So there was like something about like, oh, I can have an idea and execute it basically in my office at home. Um, and there, but like I think we all know like tons of limitations, pretty boring, incredibly takes a really long time. So I made like a couple 100% AI videos that, I
Sucked.
basically, they were, I mean, they don't suck, but they were not received well in the sense that no one really wanted to watch them. My actor friends were like, "Why are you doing this?" I had to
Right.
like explain. I was like, "No, no, no. I'm not saying like we all should be doing this," but I was like, "I'm just playing with it, and I made some, so here we go."
Right.
Um, and after making like 3 of them, I was like, "Well, I don't really like doing this, so I think I can now talk to clients about it, about why I don't like it, and why I would still want to use real people." I feel like I've done my job as far as learning it, understanding it, being successful at making AI videos, and was ready to sort of, I canceled all my little subscriptions to the AI sites. And I was in the shower and I was like, I think if you were interacting with them and added a human element, that could be really interesting. And then I just immediately had the idea of like doing AI auditions. And, an hour later, I was making the first one, and it pretty much took off immediately. I mean, people say overnight success, and not that I'm saying like I'm big famous guy or anything, but it truly was like immediate. I mean, like it took off. The first one I did got like 1 million views within like
Wow.
24 hours or something.
I'm sure one of those million, and
Yeah,
because I remember there's really not a whole lot of other similar content, and then you started churning them out, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. It was just more and
right.
more, and I would laugh my ass off because it's
Yeah.
so many things. But sorry, go on.
So, and the reason why I started churning them out was, and this was really lucky. I'm not someone that, I did not have a plan. I wasn't going to turn this into a series. This really nice guy who I think is American, he lives in Germany, and he messaged me. He's like, this is so good. I don't understand how you have under 2,000 followers. And I was like, oh, well, what's your advice? I guess I'd like more followers. He said, do the same thing over and over and over. And
Right.
I was like, really? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like once a month? He's like, as
No.
often as you can.
Right.
And I was like, and I kept trying to negotiate. I'm like, 2 a week, right? He's like, every day for a
Right.
while. And I was like, oh my
Right.
God. So I think I made one 2 days later, and that one like did 1 million views immediately. The other one has already like done 2 million. So in the first week, I ended up putting out 3, which all exploded pretty immediately. And then from then on, I was like, okay, I'm going to make 3 a week. And I've slowly tapered off, but it kind of just became a part-time
How many
job.
followers do you have now?
I have 128,000 now. So I've gained
Wow.
100. I've gained 126,000 followers in like less than 3 months.
That is amazing. Now,
And
are you at the monetary stage yet, or do you not really understand how that works? Because I know I wouldn't.
I don't make well like on Instagram it's particularly bad. So for that for like just getting money from views, like I could get money from people giving me like $5 a month to subscribe, but nobody
Right.
does that. I mean,
Right.
nobody. Um, so I don't make any money directly from views or anything like that. It's like I was doing this kind of I've done like over 40 million views, and I think if I was on YouTube, I think it would be pretty decent money, but it
Yeah.
didn't take off on
Have you
YouTube.
heard of Husk? He does
No.
these conversations that he has with his chat GBT where he'll say, I'm in quicksand right now. What should I do? And he
Oh
has
yeah,
these conversations, and it was very similar. Like overnight, like all of a sudden he's got hundreds of thousands
yeah,
of views, but he's monetized that. He's especially like on
Monetized.
TikTok, monetized, sorry. TikTok.
yeah,
He did say Instagram was hard as well. But he said between them all, he said he's like making enough money, like where that's all he's doing right now. So
yeah, yeah. TikTok they haven't taken off as well as much either. They do okay. I mean, I have like a little under 10,000 followers on TikTok. It's weird. I mean, you don't pick
Yeah.
how people are going to find you,
right.
but we've made a little money on like merch and
Yeah.
like telling shirts, which are really fun because I always wanted to have a t-shirt company, and I and I do that with my wife,
How you
who's a
do?
designer anyway, so that worked out. And then I've something I used to do before directing took off. I used to teach at UCB theater. We do these
The
workshops, which have been a
workshops.
huge hit. It's
Yeah.
been a
Right.
huge hit. I've
For
signed up at least
auditioning,
like
right?
yeah, we have like these audition workshops, which have been really, really fun. I've already done 2. I'm doing 2 more this weekend. And then March is already almost sold out. I think I have 2 slots left. Where we basically, I send them scripts ahead of time and they do a self tape. And then we watch the self tape and we do basically a live callback where they learn how to get real direction from a director. And that's been really, really fun and been very popular so
Is
far.
that an online thing?
Yeah. And we do it
Yeah.
all over Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, he has it on his site. Like you can see the dates that are available and links to
Yeah.
it. So out of the videos, what do you have one that's your favorite? Because I have a few favorites.
Well, I think what you're gonna have to do is explain what happens in the video, because those of us who have watched
Good
it
point. Yeah.
know exactly what happens. But basically, in a nutshell, you have this AI on the screen and you're directing them for an audition. So kind of explain how that works and what kind of crazy
What goes
things are
wrong?
happening on screen. Yeah, what goes wrong?
Yeah. So we basically, or me, I'm basically running what would look like a virtual audition, which are pretty common now, like a Zoom audition where the director is, auditioning actors. And the way I've done it is I'll have a script. Sometimes I even do real scripts that have already come out. Um, like one of my favorites is it's probably like the third or fourth one I did, which was a family that was it was for an AT&T commercial. And it was a real commercial, and the man wouldn't say he was scared. Like it kept switching to a woman because I don't know why, but on a lot of
Like
AI
literally on
programs,
the screen, the man becomes a woman. It's just like, whoa,
the man
what's
will
going
become a
on here?
woman, or like he'll have a woman's voice to
Right.
say I'm scared.
Or they'll both be speaking at the same
And they're
time.
both
A
be speaking
random
at the same
person
time.
pops
Yeah.
in.
And
Yeah.
here you are saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, look.
Yeah.
Or for some reason they'll pull up a gun or some shit. It's just like
You're directing it, and these people like obviously aren't listening because they're not humans. So they're like
Right.
doing their own
Yeah.
thing.
So I'll keep doing the prompts. I'll basically say something, but then adjust the prompt to what I'm saying. and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's crazy. The one that like started the whole thing that like kind of was amazing was I was directing an AI actor through like a series of emotions, and we did like, oh, show me joy, and I said, oh, show me joy without words, and he like does like hum na thum thum some na, like a gibberish thing, which was hilarious. And then as a joke, which I was like, I'm just gonna do a joke, just do one where you are not being weird. Just do one where you're overall not being weird. And I didn't think anything interesting would happen other than like people would just think my directing note was funny. And he said, okay, I'm not being weird. And he like starts like flashing a gun, and it was completely unprompted. And it was just like, holy crap. I mean, I was like, wow, this is way bigger than I thought it would be, way crazier. And all the things that happen are real. I don't tell them to do anything. The one I did recently that I loved was the dishwashing one.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
that.
that one.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that was
And
after the big upgrade, right?
that was, no, I'm still, I mean, these are all, I don't like to name
Yeah.
the programs because I just don't want to give them any
Yeah.
more press than they already get. But that was using, I mean, up to date ones. It wasn't, I will say, like, it's not the one that everyone's talking about right now. That's in the news. I am doing that on Thursday, and that one has turned into an existential dialogue, which is, it's really funny. It's barely an audition, I will say, and it's much more different. We actually get into an argument about whether or not the scene he wants to do is even a scene from the movie, and and because I did like a teaser of it, because I was like, okay, well, what do you want? What's your favorite movie, and what scene do you want to do from it? And he's like, my favorite movie is Shawshank Redemption, and I want to do the scene where he catches a kite. And I'm like, well, that's not a scene in the movie, so I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
what you're
like, I
talking.
don't remember that. I know that
That's
movie
not.
so
It
well.
doesn't
Right.
exist.
Right.
So we end up arguing about that, and it's really amazing.
Oh my
And
God.
I don't know when this is going to come. This won't come out in a couple. How soon
No,
is this
no,
coming out?
no spoiler. No, promise.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spoil it for you, but people
Yeah.
won't. And like, so eventually, I was like, fine, let me see that scene. So it just makes up a scene that doesn't exist. And so I started giving notes on this scene where he's catching a kite in Shawshank Redemption, and it's pretty great.
You
That's
know,
amazing.
you were talking about the dishwasher one, and for those who haven't seen it, I mean, this couple is kind of having a conversation while they're loading the dishwasher, and they're putting in the plates sideways. They're like
Yeah,
stacking them up like on top of
Or
each other.
pots where it's upright and
yeah,
catching water and
Right.
just,
It's like
yeah.
all this stuff. You're like, wait a second, wait a second. Stop, stop, stop. Okay, now put in the dishes the right way. And then, it's just chaos, the whole thing. I mean,
yeah. And
it's,
that came off of, which I need to actually do an official put. Like that came. The great thing about how popular it's become is people will give me tips. I got like a anonymous, I mean not anonymous, but a direct message from a stranger being like, just so you know, AI can't load dishwashers. And I was like, thank you very much. And I was like off and
That's
running,
great.
and I'm like, what a great thing to tell me. So knowing that they couldn't do dishwashing, so knowing that AI can't load dishes, I was like, great, we're going to do a dishwasher commercial. So I went on YouTube and watched a bunch of dishwasher commercials and came up with this little fake commercial. But the great thing about that one too is that it ended up being misogynistic too. Like the man kept trying to like give the woman dishes to do,
yeah,
and it was just, and again, like you can't write that stuff. And
no.
I thought again, like, oh, it's going to be good enough that they can't load dishes. But then when he, like, they're the one that's I love the best was like when he's like, great, now I don't have to hand wash these, and he like hands her the dishes.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
I almost can see this. I mean, I'm sure you've seen like Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show, some of the Christopher Guest kind of
right.
mockumentaries. I could almost see a film like this that you
Yeah.
write, that you're in, so you're getting to act and direct, but some of your cast is this AI cast, and almost kind of like, yeah, well, they're not always. They're not. You don't even have to say they're AI, but they're not always easy to work with. Sometimes they get confused, and then show like this scene. I mean,
And it would
that is like
probably
a
give 2 left feet automatically anyway.
right.
Yeah.
You have literally got a gold mine of stuff that you could do with this. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I would
really
like to. I
is.
mean, I've been toying with the idea of like doing some crowdfunding. I love that idea. I mean, like I've thought of it too, and like, oh, this could be a funny feature of, a director gets the opportunity to do his first feature, but the caveat is like it's got to be with AI and like all the crap that goes along with it. It'll be interesting to see how this one does on Thursday, because it is more in that direction, which it just happened, where like it's almost like an Abbott and Costello routine,
Yeah.
because it's like I'm like, have you seen Shawshank Redemption? He's like, yeah. Have you seen Shawshank Redemption? And like, it fucking like gets attitude with me, and I was like, yeah, I have.
And
And
there's
he's
no
like,
kite.
pretty sure there's a kite catching scene, and I'm like, okay. And it's the same jerk that pulls the gun, because I brought him back. I saved all
Oh
of the
my God, that's
avatars.
great. Is
So
that
now
the one with
you
the glasses? I've
Yeah, and the red hoodie.
also eats the
Yeah.
hand.
So
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
all of
right.
these characters, like even like, and this whole thing, Darren and I have been talking about this on the podcast for a while now, about how you'll see some fat guy delivering something for, Uber Eats, and he'll fall through the front porch, or something happens like that. And it's usually just this stereotypical, real rotund fat dude, but these are not based on real humans. I mean, as far as like, there's not like, my face with that body, because I haven't gone to that. What was that thing we were talking about, Darren, where if you join it and you allow people to use your face, then
I
suddenly,
don't want to say the name.
but
Same reason.
right.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so anyway, I mean, do you just choose and just say, oh, I want a typical housewife that is maybe a little
Yeah,
attractive with blonde hair,
it
or what do you?
depends. Right. I mean, when I want character consistency, I'll create the character first, and then I have like a still of it, and I can make it the same thing. If I'm doing one where, like the dishwasher one, I don't think we did different couples. I actually like being vague on purpose, because I like to see what
What they
AI
come
will
up
spit
with?
What
out.
it comes up with.
Yeah, because it's like it's always weirder than I would have ever. But like if you see one where like it's the same, like I did design that guy. I always thought commercials are so funny. Like it's always a dude in a hoodie. Like if you direct commercials, you know what I'm talking about. It always ends up being a guy in a hoodie. So like that was like an inside joke to anyone that's ever directed a commercial, that all guys end up being in a hoodie. So
Exactly. One of the things that I really love too is that it never captures like sounds, human sounds, emotions, like your
right.
Meg Ryan,
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
Harry
that was
Met
a fun one.
Sally, or the breathing, there's
Yeah,
like these human emotions, or just screaming. It can't scream. Um,
right.
it can't do certain things that are just seemingly basic human
Yeah,
sounds.
yeah.
Like, any other things that are surprising like that, or were you surprised when you came across those?
The scream was also a hot tip from a fan.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Um, there was that. The Meg Ryan one. I was like, oh, there's no, like, I just thought of that scene, and I was like, oh, and it's Valentine's Day coming up,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, of course they're not going to be able to do that famous scene. And I'm sure if you ask AI what its favorite scene from When Harry Met Sally is, it'll say that, and it did. So that was lucky.
Oh,
Um,
I thought it would be
so
something like bumper cars, and you're like, they never
Or
did
flying a
bumper
kite.
cars.
Right.
yeah, exactly. Um, but I mean, the one that I think I didn't count on, which maybe was naive, was like the built-in misogyny. Like doesn't want to be scared, doesn't want to lift dishwashers. Saying like a man, like I mean, I want to do a shirt that says "Can an AI man be scared?" Because like it is like the ultimate question. Can an
Yeah.
AI? Yeah, it's hilarious.
It just doesn't have that. It just doesn't have fear, and it does these random things that are either really creepy or massagey, as you say, or
Yeah,
it's just so funny, and just not only are these hilarious to watch just for the pure comic value that even a 10-year-old would love, but it also has these deeper, just the commentary about AI and where this is going, and sexism, and all these other things that are just
yeah.
absolutely layered and hilarious and just brilliant and deep in so many so many levels, and I just absolutely love it. And it's a brilliant concept, and you are brilliant the way that you interact with it. And it might have been the first one or one of the early ones at least, but you finally get to something where they kind of do everything like okay, and you like, well, you did everything right. The problem is it fucking sucked.
Right, yeah.
Like there's no human, there's
Yeah.
nothing that
I was
like
like,
came
yeah, I
across
mean,
like
they
that's
finally
good.
did do everything, which was a lot of the time when like I said, I made a couple 100% AI videos. I was like, well, that's as good as it gets, but it fucking
Yeah.
sucks. Like,
Yeah, like what
I don't know
I
what
love
else
when
to
you're
do
like, "Why
here.
is that guy why are you standing over there?" It's like people like,
Yeah,
wander around. I
right.
think it would be funny to do like say that, I'm going on a podcast, but the problem is it's a podcast with AI people and just you be yourself answering these questions and them coming up with really, really dumb questions to ask you and their banter, which is like not funny and so inhuman. I mean, the
Yeah,
sky's the limit, really.
yeah, yes. There's a lot to do. And it will be interesting to see. I hear like all the upgrades are coming out within like the next couple of months. Um, and we'll see. I mean, it is going to get better. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
naive to that. I mean, I know it's already getting better, but I
Can't get
think the
any
challenge
worse.
can't get any worse. And I think the fun part will be figuring. Like, I feel like what I'm doing. Everyone was talking about what AI can do. My job is to find out what it can't do, and there's going to be stuff it can't do, and there's going to be stuff it can do. I know that this video that came out with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
get
saw
it.
that.
Like, it's
Yeah.
sort of impressive, but it's also like it's also just an action sequence. Like, it's not really like that's not a movie. I know everyone's freaking out, but like that to me looks more like AI tricks. Where like they're barely
Yeah.
saying anything. It's like clearly a ripped off choreography from wherever the hell it was stolen from. They're like already gotten like 3 cease and desists from the big studios. Like, so who knows what's going to happen with that? But that to me is not. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to a place where you could have a really cool action scene, but like I still think like we need to acknowledge that they can't do a real scene with dialogue. And like
Yeah.
good luck doing a scene at a dinner table with 5 people.
Have
Like,
you tried that?
Right.
oh yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah. The
the holiday
Thanksgiving.
ones were really funny. The holiday
Yeah.
ones were like amazing because I
Right.
mean it was just like total chaos. It was like an acid nightmare. It was like, you know, people like coming off out of tables, turkeys turning into bowls of rice, like a grandma turns into a toddler and walks off. I mean, it was like bonkers.
Oh my god, but the thing is that and I hate to keep on referring to Husk, but it is similar how he found a little niche that no one else was doing, and he was doing it to show how messed up AI is. He wasn't doing it to like it was kind of like I'm gonna show how dumb AI is when I tell him to do something and he doesn't do it, and then he calls him on it, and it's a very similar idea in the sense that you're exposing the weaknesses and the bad parts about AI because as you and Darren and me are, none of us love it because what it's doing to our industry. So why not expose them for everything that's bad about
Yeah, and it seems like as it's getting better, it's not actually getting better. It's just blatantly stealing. Like that's how it's
it? Right.
improving. It's not improving because it's learning. It's just guardrails are being taken off of it to basically copyright infringement. Like
Yeah. It
that's
takes all that
only
information from existing IP, it's existing
yeah.
material.
I was messing around with one of them that is being criticized for just being blatant infringement, copyright infringement. Because during the holidays, I was like, oh, I wonder it'd be fun to try and do a Home Alone scene, and I ended up not using it because like it was pretty good, but I was like, this is just stealing. Like you could just tell
Right.
they know what I'm talking about, and they're just literally taking it and spitting it
Right.
out and changing.
It's the same house. It's the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
It's like
it was
it's
Kevin
too
being
close.
the line I wanted to do was like, I'm at a grocery store. I'm all alone. Do you think my parents would let me? I don't think so. You know, I'm talking about that
Right.
line where he's
Right.
like,
Right. Right. Exactly.
and like AI did it, and it was exactly like it. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
that's not really anything that remarkable, really. I mean, like a
Yeah.
copy machine.
With AI too, like it is just another tool. And there are some things where it does things well. Like I use it in my editing. Like there will be little artifacts that I'll want to clean up, and it's like, oh my god, that cleans that up so nicely. Whether it's an audio or like a little video where it's like a wire removal that used to take so long to do, and it's fantastic. It's great for
Right.
that, and I love
Right.
it. You know, in essence, it's kind of like Photoshop in a way, as opposed to being able to give prompts and say, create this person doing this. You know, I don't know. I feel like it cheapens, even if it's turned out well, you know, in terms of a final content. Like if that scene was original, like the Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fighting on the rooftop, if that was an original thing and not stolen from something else, yeah, it looks great, but it's still not them and this original thing. And it just, I don't know, to me it cheapens
Well, it's
it. And
also like,
when,
what is that? Like,
what is it?
okay, yeah, it's like a
Who
bunch of people
cares?
punching each other on a rooftop, but like, what is that? Like,
Right.
who cares? Like,
Yeah, who
I guess it's
cares?
like it looks. It's like fucking pixie dust, like sugar candy, junk food. It's junk food. It's like, what
Right.
is that? Like, why? Like, I
Right.
get that it's like, wow, look at that, but it's like, so what? It's
Oh, yeah. A great example is when you had the guests on that had like a brother or brother-in-law or something where they made the AI and it was like, well, you're not giving the prompts correctly. And
right.
then it was like
Yeah,
some weird beast carrying like dead girl or
right. The
something.
realistic thing.
And
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck is that? Like,
yeah,
why? Like, yeah, it looks kind of cool for like this op art style, you know, it was a print on a
yeah.
t-shirt and it was original, but it didn't have any context or content that
Right.
was interesting, or the explosion behind the jet ski. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what
Yeah.
does that
The
mean?
thing I
What
saw
story are you
recently was
telling?
it's always like the one like someone said like, have you seen this new program or the new update? And like I looked at it and it was like a sorcerer like doing this and like smoke coming off of it, and it's all like weird sci-fi wizard Lord of the Rings rip-off stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, just show me two people talking that like actually can carry a scene, and I'd be impressed.
Right.
Which we might get there. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't think we are there now.
With AI, to me, everything is very homogenous what it makes because it's pulling from the same
Yes.
source. And as it builds more and more, it's just going to start feeding into itself. I heard somebody equate it to like a mad cow disease where, you know, it's like it's eating its own tainted
You're right.
content. Any other parting thoughts before we leave here? What you'd like your audience to know about what's coming up, what your own take is from what you've learned?
I think just stay curious, make things, and what got me doing this was like being open to things, and I think I've ended up creating like a human element to a pretty inhuman tool, and I would love to keep exploring it. Like I said, like this one's coming out next week or this week is like it feels like a who's on first thing, and I was like, wow, what an amazing weird thing to be doing. And as someone that was like went from being afraid of AI to making the haters say like you're basically an AI creator now, which is hilarious. Um,
Right.
but you just never know. Like I'm a comedian at the end of the day, and I'm making comedy videos, and this is the way I'm doing it right now. Um, and I love that people are getting joy out of them. And I really like making them, and I really like that people have found a lot of hope in them. And it, like anything, laughing at something you're afraid of is, I feel like, the best way to deal with things, whether it's like late night talk shows, making fun of what's going on in the news, or like what I'm doing with AI. I think it's great to laugh at things. It just takes some of the edge off of it.
Absolutely. Just to make sure, in case there's one or two people out there that haven't seen your content or have signed or wants to sign up for a workshop, where
Yeah.
should they look? What's
You just go on Instagram, Sergio Cilli, SergioCilli, and you'll find me. I always have pinned the workshops that are coming up next. I have 3 spots left in March, It's a 2-day workshop, and then I'll likely do another one in April, and then we'll see from there. I know I get a little busier as the year goes on, but that's where you'll find me, and it's been great. It's been great, and buy some T-shirts too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Be sure when this comes out to share it with 100,000 of your favorite friends and best friends.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get some views. Okay,
love it.
Thanks so much, Sergio. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. All right, take care.
What an original concept. And I love the idea that it's, you know, he and his wife are talking about, you know, how fucked up AI is. And suddenly, well, why don't you just like check it out? I'm going to see what this is all about. And next thing you know, he's got 1 million views for some little bullshit thing that he kind of came up with to kind of fuck with it. And I think I love it. It's like fucking the man.
But his point about like, you know, there's something that creates fear, kind of leaning into it and creating some comedy from it.
Oh yeah.
Or
I'm just going to stick to Alexa. I mean, that's as much in Siri. It's about as much AI as I can handle. I'm kind of like when Sergio talked about, you know, being the first to get on the information highway. You know, I'm still on the on-ramp of this whole AI thing. You know, it's
right.
Pump the brakes a little bit. Hey, Darren, it's been great as always, man. Looking forward to our next one.
Absolutely. Go IU.
All right. You, baby.
Later, dude.
Later, dude.
Tom and D.
Two middle-aged idiots.
This podcast is produced by 224 Media with voice and audio support by Fry on the Fly Productions.